The History of Unicorn Island, Part 6. There are few statements truer than, "Time heals all wounds." Walday was little more than a reason to put on a carnival once a year. The young foals that now ran through the plains of Unicorn Island knew about Walday only from school or stories from their parents and grandparents. Unicorn Island provided for all the needs of the islanders. Even though there had not been any further catastrophes, strange things continued to happen across Unicorn Island. A few years after the appearance of the butterflies, portals started appearing on Unicorn Island. Occasionally, rock formations would show up in areas that had been barren before. A giant tower sprung from the earth only to have the most beautiful roses grow on the grounds. Visitors sometimes appeared on the island unable or unwilling to explain how they got there. Despite the general strangeness of the event, visitors were the most welcome of all. Hearing any kind of news from the lands not Unicorn Island was welcome. It was through these visitors that the unicorns learned that the Unicorn Kingdom had not been destroyed. It still existed, and the mainlanders wondered if Unicorn Island had been destroyed. Through these visitors, the unicorns also learned about lands more distant than the Unicorn Kingdom with strange inhabitants. These oddities had become part of day-to-day life on Unicorn Island, a beautiful place with strange mysteries to solve. A Tale of Uniffer. Uniffer is a unicorn known far and wide by many names. Uniffer the Wise, Uniffer the Just, Uniffer the Caring, Uniffer the Great. All her names come from her universal adoration in the Unicorn Kingdom. To have met Uniffer is to love her. One cannot but mention her name that some unicorn will start telling tales of Uniffer's kindness. You'll hear tales of Uniffer bringing soup to a sick foal, or Uniffer helping to plow the fields of an old unicorn farmer. There is nothing that Uniffer wouldn't do to help those in need. This tale of Uniffer is a bit different from all those other tales that are passed around unicorns from the time of their birth. This tale is about one time when Uniffer received help instead of giving it. One afternoon, Uniffer was walking down a well-trodden path, delivering a basket of goodies to her grandparents. The sky suddenly turned very cloudy. The wind started blowing fiercely, and Uniffer knew that if she didn't find shelter soon, she would be drenched, and her basket of goodies would be ruined. Uniffer looked left and looked right. All she saw was a thick wood on either side of the path. "Psst!" came a voice from the forest. Uniffer looked deep into the trees and squinted her eyes. "Who is there?" Uniffer asked. "Down here," came the voice again. Uniffer looked down and saw a small brown rabbit. "Come this way," said the rabbit. "I know a cave not far from here. You can wait out the storm." "Oh, thank you," Uniffer said as she followed the rabbit. The rabbit spoke the truth. The cave was nearby, and Uniffer and the rabbit were safely inside when the rain started to fall. Uniffer stood close enough to the mouth of the cave to watch the rain fall. It was mesmerizing. As any unicorn could tell you, watching the rain fall is a wonderful pastime. After a few minutes, which easily could have been hours, the rabbit said, "Would you like to see what else is in this cave?" Uniffer was shaken out of her trance from watching the rain. "Huh? I'm sorry, what did you say, Rabbit?" "The cave. Would you like to see what else it contains?" Uniffer hesitated at first. Not only did she want to watch the rain, but she had a strange feeling about the rabbit. True enough, he had helped her get out of the rain in time, but this invitation to go further in the cave felt odd. Still, it would be rude not to agree with such a helpful rabbit. Uniffer agreed to go further into the cave. "Excellent," said the rabbit. "Follow me." The pair began walking into the cave, but a curious thing happened. The deeper that the rabbit and Uniffer went into the cave, the brighter the cave became. Uniffer was sure that caves should get darker, not brighter, the deeper you went. "Rabbit," Uniffer asked, "where is all this light coming from?" Before the rabbit answered, Uniffer noticed that the rock walls of the cave were giving away to wide open spaces. Where there was once the inside of a cave, there was now a great forest. "What is happening here?" Uniffer demanded. She stopped following the rabbit. "I will not take another step until you explain to me what happened to the cave." The rabbit's ears twitched. "This cave is special, Your Highness. It can take you anywhere and any time." Why did you call me your highness? Uniffer asked. The rabbit's nose joined his ears in twitching. Would you follow me a little bit further? The rabbit asked. It will be much easier to show you than to tell you. I promise that you will be safe. Uniffer nodded and continued walking. The trees slowly disappeared and became rock walls, but not rock walls like the cave had been. These rock walls had a pattern about them. They had been built. The walls continued forming around Uniffer and became a giant castle, like the ones that kings and queens, princes and princesses lived in. It looked just like the castle Uniffer had imagined when she read fairy tales. There, you see? Asked the rabbit. Uniffer looked up and saw a great throne room filled with unicorns. At the throne stood Uniffer herself, a little older, but it was her. All the unicorns bowed down to Uniffer and said, "My queen," in unison. Uniffer did not know what to do or what to think. Why have you shown this to me, rabbit? Uniffer demanded. Simply because you needed to see it, the rabbit responded. Immediately the whole scene began to fade away like fog over the ocean. Uniffer found herself standing on the path to her grandparents' house. The rain had stopped, and her basket of goodies was as dry as could be.